Yeah. So hello everyone, good morning and welcome to the morning ABAP rituals. This particular session is mostly about our ignorance towards our development. Every day we are ignoring ourselves and we are not improving. We are not adding value in our learning, or just we are simply working hard for our organization. That's good, but at the same time we have to be also precious in order to get the correct value. Okay, so for that particular, actually keeping that thing in mind, actually we are preparing for interview related questions and answer in order to be competent always in the market. Okay, if you are not competent in the market, you will not get the sufficient value in the market and you will be neglected. So for that purpose, we have to be precious, we have to valuable in the marketplace. So we are going to more focus on the interview related questions and answer. This session is going to be a regular as of now. Okay, at least for 6 months it's going to be regular, and here we are going to practice every day interview related questions and answer for SAP ABAP, ABAP on HANA, OOPS ABAP, ALE IDOCS. About myself, I'm having 10 plus years of experience. I'm working in a MNC. I have worked on 3 implementation project, 4 support project, and 1 upgrade project. I'm very much passionate about training. I like training. I love training. I love to share the knowledge. I love to add the value in the people life. So that's the reason, that's the mission about all this. I'm having also one YouTube channel. There a lot of free stuff I have posted over there. You can go and learn from there. Just you can search Pankaj Kumar SAP ABAP in YouTube and you will be able to see my channel over there. Good. Now, in order to be competent in the market, so that every time we will be rewarded with our value what we have, just simply not hard working and working and working, what we have to do, we don't have to ignore the frequently asked question. Never ever ignore the easy questions, because these are the questions which is going to build the confidence initially. If you are going to fail to answer these questions, your confidence is going to be down, and even you are going to get the more easier question, you will not be able to answer those. So very important, prepare for the niche question. So in first session I have uh, described all these particular points in very much detail. Okay, and regular practice at least for 10 minutes I have written, but it should be 30 minutes. I believe 10 minutes is not going to add the value more, so at least 30 minutes you have to give here. The session is going to be for 1 hour. It can stretch up to 1 hour 15 minutes or 1 hour 30 minutes sometimes. Okay, so please bear with me for your self development, nothing for me over here. And now the networking must be, networking is a key for the success in now, in the current scenario. Okay, and it's very easy nowadays. LinkedIn is the key. This is what we have already discussed, the importance of LinkedIn. And now, as I have already told you to go through the slides 50 to 60. Okay, I believe you all would have gone through these slides, and we'll start with this particular questions and answer. In the last class, we have seen from slides number 30 to 50, and before that from 1 to 30 we have seen. So let's have a quick recap. We have seen in our last class buffer. What is buffer? What is the use of buffer, right? We have seen in more detail about when we can use the single record buffering, when we can use the generic buffer, and when we can use the full buffer, and what are these, right? What is the tool for, what is the T code for buffer analysis, we have seen. Okay, and whichever the important interview question I have marked as a VVI, okay, in the right hand side, and whichever is not important I have just left as it is, just for your knowledge purpose. You should have the good knowledge so that you will feel comfortable and confident. So here in detail we have discussed yesterday about single record buffering, right? And then the generic record buffer, and then the full buffering. We have also seen what's the difference between data element and domain. Very easy question, but very frequently asked question, and that's why I have marked it as a VVI question. Okay. Then we are having what is the difference between include structure and append structure. Again, very important question, frequently asked question, VVI question. Here you can see that I have marked it. Here, what is the difference between table and a structure, right? So this is again the very important question, and this is again the VVI. Now, what is the data class and what are the different data classes we have discussed yesterday? Again, this is not very, very important, but it is very important. Okay, VI, very important. Now, what is size category? We have seen over here about the size category yesterday. We understood the importance and what is the size category. This is not frequently asked, not very important, but it is important. Sometimes you may be asked. Okay, so don't ignore such questions. Here, what is delivery class and what is its importance? Not very frequently asked, but sometimes it is asked. Very important, this question. You should know about this. What is the delivery class? Now, what is view and what are different types of view, right? So we have seen yesterday what are the what's the definition of view, what's the different types of view over here. Go through the yesterday videos I have uploaded on the YouTube. You will be able to understand better. Okay, or you can just go through the interview questions under series playlist on my YouTube channel, and there you can learn for free the 13 videos I have posted over there. In uh, I have made I have make you understand over there, yeah, very nicely, and you'll be able to understand the concept if you don't feel comfortable. Then we have discussed yesterday what is the difference between view and table. Very important VVI question. This is very, very important question, very frequently asked question. Then what is the different data types under data dictionary which can be defined or created? Okay, so these are the different. This is not frequently asked or not very important or important. If you know, it's good. We don't know the interviewer mood, so however you can ignore this, but it's better if you know. Okay, what is type group? It's important question, sometimes in interview people ask. Okay, but not very important, not frequently asked. What is search help and what are the different types of search help, right? Again, this is very important. This is very important, not simply important. Let me mark it very important question. Many a times I have seen people asking these questions. Okay, here, what is hierarchy or precedence level of the search? A very interesting question, concept based question. You should have the deep understanding of ABAP in order to understand this concept. Go through a study video if you want to learn more about this, or on YouTube I have posted first 18 chapters of my ABAP video classes. There you can learn this particular concept in deep. Okay, good. Let's start our today's session, and we'll be starting with what is lock and what is lock object in SAP data dictionary. Okay, so this particular question we are going to start. Just tell in your words some 2 or 3 words about lock. You have to tell what's the purpose of lock. So main keyword like integrity, consistency, what you feel. Just to write integrity and consistency over here if you don't know anything else. Okay, just right here, be interactive in order to get out of this session 100%. Right here in the chat box, the purpose of lock is to maintain the integrity and consistency between the database table. Okay, very good. Synchronous access of data. So not the synchronous, Suraj, consistency and integrity. Okay, synchronous is not the key word over here. Synchronous is for different thing. Okay, right here, consistency and integrity. Right here, consistency and integrity. Don't be lazy, guys. Right here, I want you to learn. I don't want you to simply, listen everything. You have to be interactive in order to get 100%. Otherwise, you can refer the video, right? You can simply go and watch the video. There is no interaction over there. So if I'm giving my 1 hour of precious time, right, then you have to be interactive over here, and you have to get 100% out, 100% result from this of 1 hour. So please be interactive. Okay, so locking mechanism is used to maintain the integrity and consistency of the database table. So remember these two keyword. If you are able to remember, you are going to impress your interviewer. Integrity and consistency of the database table. These two keyword you should be telling whenever you talk about the lock or lock object. Okay, It is the technical object through which in SAP we maintain the lock. And what is lock? This is lock, right? To maintain the integrity and consistency of the record of the database table, right? Another question, when we create the lock object, is there any function module gets generated after activation of the lock object? Just tell me, when you create the lock object, right? When you create the lock object and when you activate that lock object, is there any function module gets generated? You have to tell in yes or no. Just write here in chat box quickly. Okay, very good. Yes, 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 yes. One function module gets created. Can you tell what's the name of the function module starting with? Can you tell what's the name of the function module starting with? Yeah, very good. NQ and DQ. There are two function module gets generated, NQ and DQ. The name will be starting from NQ and DQ. These are the two function module, right? Another question, when we create the lock object, what's the naming convention we have to follow? Good, very good. So Motoji, please change your name to some meaningful name, because so that I can tell your name. So your answer is correct. Okay, so it should be either EZ or EY. Very good, Harkesh, very good, Harkesh, very good, very good, appreciate you. EZ or EY, very good. So here let's revise. When we create the lock object, is there any function module get generated after activation of the lock object? Yes, two function module gets generated. When we are going to create the lock object, what naming convention we need to follow? Name must be started with EZ or EY. So EZ underscore the name of the lock object, whatever you want to keep, and EY underscore generally we write. Two function module, NQ underscore lock object and DQ underscore lock object. Here you can see, right? Here you can see the two lock object. Very good. Please mute from your side. You don't have other people get disturbed. Okay, fine. Now, just tell me what are the different types of lock. Okay, just write in the chat box over here. What are the different types of lock? Fast, be attentive, be focused. Giving time is not important, being focused is important, very very important. So just write in the chat box what you know. Yes, right lock, very good. Another, keep on writing. Write, read. Suraj has written to write, read. Another. I told you guys to go through the slides from 51 to 70. I believe you have not gone through, right? Very not good, not good. You are not obeying my words. In order to get 100% out of this session, you must have to follow my words. You have to do hard work, or simply you are wasting your time, you know. So I'm not getting the proper fruitful result over here. See here on these slides. Okay, we are having four important locks: read lock, write lock, exclusive but not cumulative. See here, right lock. If you talk about the right lock, this right lock is also known as exclusive lock or exclusive and cumulative lock. So we will see, we'll try to understand in briefly over here, not in detail. For detail, you have to go through the videos on the YouTube. Okay, here we don't have that much time in order to make you understand fully, but I will try to make you understand with my level best quickly over here. So read lock, let's first see how many important locks are there. There are so many. If you go to the S4 HANA system, you'll be able to see at least 10 or 12 locks, but we are not going to discuss all those. Okay, the four very important locks we are having, at least we should know. And if in interview we are supposed to tell at least these four locks in order to have the good impression. Okay, so try to remember these locks. First one is the read lock. Read lock is also known as shared locks, and its abbreviation is S. So whenever you are passing the function module, whenever you are calling the function module in order to lock the record, you have to pass this particular S over there. So in parameter, in export parameter of the function module, this particular symbol you have to pass, S you have to pass. Okay, go and explore more about this read lock or shared lock. Theoretically, I'm going to explain you. Read lock or share lock means at the same time two or more than two people can access the record of a database table. Means they will be able to read the data. They will not be able to change the data, but they will be able to read the data. Okay, they will be able to read the data at same time for, you know, one table. Okay, more than two or two people. That's the meaning of read lock. Write lock or exclusive lock or exclusive and cumulative lock, all these are same. Either you tell write lock or you tell simply exclusive lock. If you tell simply exclusive lock, the meaning of that means exclusive and cumulative by default. This cumulative comes by default. Cumulative comes by default. Okay, so write lock or exclusive and cumulative, these all are same name. You don't have to get confused. The meaning of this means if you are editing some record in a table, at the same time another people will not be able to edit that particular record. Okay, either it is a program or it can be anything, right? So whenever whenever you go into the change mode of a program, automatically write logs get invoked over there, forced over there, this write log. And another people, if that program is, they are going to trying to access, you know they will not be able to edit or do something. They will be able to they will be able to see in the display mode, but they will not be able to do the edit and all. So that's the meaning of write log. But what's the meaning of over here exclusive and cumulative? Why this cumulative we have used? So see, in the separate session, suppose I have opened one program, and suppose on that program this exclusive lock is invoked. Okay, then I myself will be open to that particular program in a different session in the edit mode. Try to understand what I'm trying to tell you. But in the real time scenario, this exclusive but not cumulative lock is forced on the program. But suppose on the program, suppose you have written one program G report or something like that. Okay, some program, some piece of code you have written. So that G program, suppose in one session I am able to open. Okay, if that G program in one session, suppose I'm able to open, then the same program I will not be able to open in the change mode if the exclusive but not cumulative lock is there. That is not possible. Okay, and that is what in the real time happens. But assume if the lock, this particular e lock is there, then the same program in the two or more than two different session you will be able to open in the change mode. That's the difference between, that's the meaning of cumulation. That's the meaning of cumulation over here. Means the same people will be able to open in the different session in the edit mode. It will start getting accumulating, but only for the same people, not for the different people. This is the main difference between this exclusive and cumulative and simply exclusive but not cumulative. This is the sign, this is the symbol E represents the write lock or exclusive lock or exclusive and cumulative lock, and here this X represents exclusive but not cumulative lock. Right here in the chat box, for how many of you these differences are differences are clear, just write yes, just write yes, so that I will understand. Yes, these differences are clear. Otherwise I will again try to make you understand. Very good, very good, very good. So very good. Now let's go to the optimistic log. This is again, very interesting, optimistic log. So see, in Hindi, we tell optimistic means ashavadi. Okay, in Hindi we tell ashavadi. Ashavadi means what? We have the belief that something is going to be positive, right? Something is going to be good. Okay, so what happens in optimistic log, that if more than two peoples are there in the edit mode, just sorry, I'm wrong here, I'm wrong here. Please try to focus over here. What I'm trying to tell, if the same people, not the same people, two people, two or more than two people. If the two or more than two people is accessing one object in the read mode, okay, listen one more time. If two or more than two people accessing the same object in the read mode and one people is going into the change mode, then automatically that optimistic lock gets converted into this, exclusive but not cumulative lock. Automatically this O gets converted into X. Okay, this O gets converted into, so two people went into read mode, right? Two people went into read mode, two people went into read mode, and when one people goes into the edit mode, automatically the right lock gets, this X lock, this X lock gets applied over there. Okay, this right lock, this E and X. So it again depends, like, sometimes E will get apply over there, but certainly the exclusive will be there. Exclusive lock gets applied over there. It can be E or X, anything based upon the, mechanism, whatever it is said, that gets applied. Okay, so whenever the two or more than two people are accessing the same object in the read mode and one of the people is going into the edit mode, then automatically the exclusive lock or right lock, either E or X, gets applied over there. Okay, based upon the scenario, based upon the what you want to get apply over there. It's a mechanism. Just go and explore about this, but this is the agenda. Automatically, if someone is going into the edit mode, automatically the E or X will be applying over there. That's the meaning of optimistic lock. Okay, now you might be telling that, what's the use of this read lock? Why this read lock is there? Right, two people can access, fine. Three people can access, four people can access, yeah, that is fine. See, what will happen if you will be applying the read lock explicitly on any object, other people will not be able to go into the edit mode. That's the benefit of the read lock. That's the main agenda of the read lock. Suppose you are accessing some multiple people, me, you, some other people also are accessing the same object, reading the same object. If some of the people is trying to go into the edit mode, he will not be able to go into the edit mode. That's the benefit of the read lock. Okay, that's the use of the read lock. Okay, so sometimes if you are not going to access any particular content into the edit mode, you should understand that read lock has been applied on this particular object. In order to understand in more detail, go through the lock object chapter on the YouTube. Fine. So this is the main, main point about this lock object. So how many of you having this knowledge, feeling like this is the good knowledge you are able to learn very first time? You, some of you might be knowing already about this, but just let me know for how many of you it has been clear very first time. Just write in the chat box, and let's go to the next question. Now the next question is, what are the function module gets generated when a lock object gets activated? Okay, so see here, we already have discussed over here, right? So let's ignore this one. So two function module, NQ and DQ, to lock the entries in the table, and DQ means to release the lock from the table entries, right? So we have already discussed. Now go to the, so you are able to see this 5, 6 and all, right? This 5 and 6 means if you go to the 5th number interview question as answer on the YouTube playlist, you will be able to, I have already explained and put the video in my previous class in which my own student were there. Okay, so there I have put, so you will be able to get there again. Fine. Now, what is development life cycle in SAP? What is transport request, and when to choose customizing and when to choose workbench request. So development life cycle, you already know, we have already discussed in last classes also, right? Development, quality, pre-production and production, right? This is the development life cycle. And there are basically two types of transport request: workbench, right? Workbench request and customizing request. Workbench request comes into the picture, right? Whenever, suppose, so it all depends, like for ABAP code, or you are going to create some table definition through AC11. But for content, right? So uh, so after 10 minutes, actually, this Zoom is telling me that this meeting will end in 10 minutes. Upgrade now to remove the 40 minutes. So today I will upgrade it to the paid version of this Zoom. But for today, just bear with me. After 10 minutes, this session will be automatically ended. Again, log in through the same link. Okay. So once I will buy this subscription, such kind of problem will not come. Last 2 days, I don't know how it was allowing me. It was not asking for upgrade, but I will buy it today. Okay. So after 10 minutes, automatically it will be ended. You have to again log into the session. Good, good, very good. Now, transport request. There are two types of transport request: workbench request and customizing request, right? Workbench and customizing. AC09, AC10 and AC01, these are the T codes for transport management. So question can be come in this format, that what are the important T codes for transport management, right? So AC09, AC10, AC01, people go and we use generally this, right? When to use workbench and when to use customizing, right? So workbench for ABAP code table definition, customizing table, right? And now content, for the content management, right? Suppose if you want to insert some entry into a table, for that purpose, sometimes it will ask for a customizing, and sometimes it will ask for the what? It will ask for the workbench. So how many of you know when it will ask for the customizing and when it will ask for the workbench? So right over here, yesterday we have discussed. If you have attended my yesterday class, you know already these things. Just tell me. Yeah, right over here, it depends on the delivery class. So first of all, a standard recording routine under the a standard recording routine under the table maintenance generator should be selected. First criteria, if you want to maintain the entry into the table through the transport request. Okay. So first, that is the first point. Second point, what kind of transport request it's going to ask, that depends on the delivery class, right? That depends on the delivery class. So you know what delivery class. So if we're going to choose over there the what are the different delivery class, just write over here, what are the different delivery class? What are the different delivery class? Do you remember? First was A, right? Second was C. Third was G, and so on. At least remember two or three, right? Okay, Suraj is telling ACL. Okay, I think ACG, Suraj. Let just check. I'm also not sure. Okay, but A and C is for, yeah, G is also there. Vinay is telling ACLG. So G is also there. L is also there. Both is there. So A, C, L, and G. At least we should know about A and C. So if you have selected A stands for master data and transaction data. Then it will ask for the what? It will ask for the workbench request. And if you have selected C over there under the delivery class, it will ask for the customizing request. Good. So again, I have made you remembered. And now, and this is what is the transport request and what is task. So these are not frequently asked question, but sometimes interviewer can ask, right? You should know about this. So transport request is a, like, the main header. In XML we are having the main header, correct? Correct. So main header, correct? So this is like a main header. This is a engine of a train. And with one engine you can have the multiple bogie attached. So this is one task. Again can be here one task, again can be here one task, right? So you know already. Just for fresher, I am trying to explain it over here. Okay, so just give me 1 minute, let me explain for them. So see here, this is the transport request. Whoever fresher is here, this transport request, this is the main. Under the transport request you can have the multiple task. So task one, and here you have the task 2, right? And here you have the task 3. So like that, you can have the different task. And if you want to release this transport request, you must have to, release your task first. Okay, and one task can be assigned to one person only. Means one developer can use a one task in order to change object and save into this particular task. Okay, so one task can be assigned to one developer, but one transport request can be assigned to multiple people, multiple developer, right? Because one transport request is having multiple tasks, right? So these are the basic understanding you should be having, right? These are the basic understanding. One transport request can have the multiple tasks, but one task can one transport can have multiple tasks, and one transport request can have the multiple people using the same transport request. One task can be used by one developer only. So these are the important things. Okay, now and another important thing, in order to release the main transport request, you must have to release all these tasks first. Okay, good. Now, what is the difference between TR and task? So here I have just whatever I have told just now, here I have written. TR is like main engine of the train with which multiple bogies are attached. That is, one tier can have multiple tasks, right? On the other hand, it is like bogies of the truck, which is not truck, train, right? Context. Let's keep the same. So it is like bogies of the train, which is attached with a main engine, right? One task can have only one TR. Okay, one task can have only one TR, but one TR can have multiple tasks. Under one TR, multiple user can walk at a time, right? Under one task, only one user can walk at a time. A TR can be released only when all the tasks are released. Task can be released independently, right? Task is independent of each other. Good. Let's go ahead. What is the significance of a standard recording routine? Just we have discussed. So if you want entry into a table to be captured inside a transport request, you must have to select this standard recording routine when you are going to create the table maintenance generator, right? SM30 table maintenance generator. Remember the concept. Okay, the standard recording routine must be selected by default. No or user recording routine, it will be there. Okay, good. Now, what are the main data types of ABAP? Okay, not frequently asked question, not very important also, but just for your understanding, just for revision purpose, I have kept it over here. So elementary data type and user defined data types. Sometimes again, it depends on the interview mode. Sometimes they may ask also, but not important. Okay, data types, elementary data types, or predefined data types, or inbuilt data types. These all are same. And the second one is the user defined data type. So there are two basically data types, right? Under the user defined data types, you have the structure, right? Types, right? Structure, table types, all those comes under the user defined data types. Here under the elementary data types, here you can see again two types of elementary data types: numeric data type and non-numeric data type. Numeric data type: float, integer, packed, and hexadecimal. Under the non-numeric data type, you have the character, numeric, date, time, and a string, right? Remember this one, go through these slides. Come over here. What are the numeric data types in ABAP? Give the answer in detail. Okay, give the answer in detail. Not very much important. Just have a look over here. I stands for integer. Initial value is 0. Meaning of initial value means if you simply declare something like data lv underscore 1 type I, right? And if you write lv underscore integer, then by default it will print 0. Means it takes the initial value as 0. Okay, here it is the maximum length, right? So this is the float data, this is the packed data, this is how it should be the length and all, right? Go through these slides, go through the uh, you know above video over there, in if you want to understand what's the significance of this e plus 00 and all these things, why this 2 to the power 64. Okay, let's not waste the time over here. This is mainly dedicated towards the important interview questions. So if you want to learn in more detail about that, you can go and learn from there. What are the non-numeric data types in ABAP? This is again not very important question, but just have a look over here. CNDT, character, numeric, date, and time field over here, right? So today, when you are going to take the interview, first ask the important questions, right? And if you are not getting the important question, ask such kind of questions also, because I've already told to people revise all these questions. Okay. So let's do one thing. Let's connect once again. It's going to get disconnect, and please mute from your side. Okay. Please uh, connect once again.